Hello, Namaste everyone. This is Rupi Raja and today I will give the NFO review for ICICI Prudential Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index Fund. Before giving my review, I would like to give a disclaimer. The opinions and facts given in this video is not financial advice. The disclaimer is given to clarify that my content is for informational and educational purposes only. While I share my analysis and perspective on stocks and mutual funds, I am not yet a certified financial advisor and everyone's financial situation is unique. The disclaimers ensure you understand that any investment decision should be based on your own research or guidance from a licensed professional, as equity markets carry risk. It's all about keeping things transparent and encourage responsible investing. Before my main review, I would like to explain what is NFO. NFO stands for New Fund Offering, and a new fund offer is the first time an investment firm offers a new mutual fund to its investors. It is just like an initial public offering, but it is for mutual funds. Talking about what are mutual funds, a mutual fund is a financial vehicle that pools money from many investors to invest in a diversified portfolio of securities such as stocks, bonds, and other assets. Investors buy units or net asset value units in the mutual fund, becoming partial owners of all its holdings, and a professional fund manager manages that portfolio on your behalf, and an expense ratio is charged for it. Talking about ICICI Prudential Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index Fund, the launch date for this NFO is 21st May 2025 and the end date is 4th June 2025. There is no exit load because it is an index fund. The allotment date for the units of this mutual fund will be on 9th June 2025, and this fund is an open-ended index scheme designed to track the returns of Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index, offering investors exposure to a portfolio of 30 high-quality companies selected from the Nifty 200 universe. ICICI Prudential Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index Fund is a passive fund, and I personally do not like passive funds because passive funds are subject to tracking error. If you want to ask what is tracking error measures the difference between the fund returns and the returns of the benchmark. So, for example, in this Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index Fund, assume the index gives a return of 30% in 1 year, but since this fund tracks the Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index Fund, so it might be not able to exactly replicate the return. So, as a result of which, if the index fund has given a return of 30%, then ICICI Prudential Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index Fund will give a return of less than 30%. It can be 29%, it can be 28%, and on top of that, expense ratio is charged. So, as a result of which, even if the Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index Fund by the ICICI Prudential gives you a return of 29.5%, due to expense ratio, it can reduce to below 29%. The scheme is managed by Nishit Patil and he is a good fund manager. Talking about what is this Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index. So, this index is an index which selects 30 companies from the top 200 companies market capitalization wise based on three factors. The first factor is return on equity. If a company has good high return on equity, it is given a good score. And the second factor for which a quality company is determined is using the low financial leverage. That means it has low debt levels, and for that a parameter called as debt to equity ratio is used. So if a company has zero debt, then it is given a high score. The third factor for a high quality company is the stable earning also. The fund house will see the EPS or earning per share growth of the company. So if the EPS of a company growth over long period of time, that is 5 years, 10 years, is very good, then it is given a high score. So based on all three factors, three scores are given, and the sum of those three scores are used to rank all the companies in the Nifty 200 universe. So these three metrics ensure that the quality index focuses on fundamentally strong, resilient companies with efficient capital allocation. As a result of which, this index fund has exposure to many sectors and it is a diversified index fund. Talking about valuation of the Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index, I have used a platform called as Screener.in, and in that, if you go over there and see the Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index Fund, you can see the historic price to earning ratio of this index fund is close to 21.6, and currently the value price to earning ratio of this index is also close to the historic long term average. So I can say that it is fairly valued. It is not highly undervalued and it is not overly expensive or overvalued. Talking the same for the price to book ratio of the index fund, the historic long term price to book ratio of this index fund is close to 3.8, and currently the price to book ratio of the Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index is close to 4.1 or 4.2. So in that case, I can say that this index is again fairly valued. It is not highly undervalued and it is also not highly overvalued. Before going to the next slide, I would like to request that every subscriber should make an account of Skinner.com because it is a very good website. I have not gotten any promotion for this website, but since I personally use them, I find it very good. Talking about the return expectation for the Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index Fund, the 10-year CAGR can be between 12 to 18%, and since it is an equity index fund, the taxation will be applicable as on all equity funds. So if you try to book your profits before 1 year, then the taxation of short-term capital gains will be applicable at 20.8% including cess charge, and if you try to book your profits after 1 year on gains above 1.25 lakhs, there will be a long-term capital gains tax of 12.5%. Government of India can change the tax structure of equity funds anytime in the future, so I don't have any guarantee for the future, but as of now, this is the taxation for the index funds. In my opinion, it is a good time for a retail investor and risk averse investors to start a SIP in this Quality 30 index fund. Talking about my opinion, if I want to create wealth in the long term, I will not invest in this NFO. But lot of my subscriber would say that this is a very surprising thing from me. But I will give you a hack. Since I already have a good idea of which companies score high on the quality metrics, and as a result of which they are included in the Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index Fund, I will directly buy those stocks in my Demat account. If you have difficulty in knowing what are those stocks, you can directly go to a mutual fund website or any direct mutual fund platform, and you can go over there what are the top 5 Quality 30 index funds, and in that you can click on any 5 top performing quality index funds, and you can see on your own what are the holdings of those Quality 30 index funds. In that you can see what are the good high quality companies and which stocks have high allocation. Based on that, you can easily know what are those stocks and you can directly buy them in your Demat account. If you are a passive investor, it is better to invest in Nifty Next 50 index fund than quality index fund. If you do not agree with my opinion, you can go on your own and see the historic returns of Nifty Next 50 index funds versus the Nifty 200 or Nifty 500 Quality 30 index funds. Talking about suitability for different investor types, if you are a conservative investor, you can start a SIP in this NFO. If you're a balanced investor and have an allocation of 50-50 in both stocks and bonds, you can start a lump sum or SIP in this NFO if your time horizon is more than 5 years. If you are a goal oriented investor, then yes, you should start a SIP or lump sum in this NFO to meet your goals. If you're a passive investor, you can go for active funds, because personally I am not a good fan of passive funds, because active funds give more returns than passive funds. If your time horizon is more than 5 years, then yes, you can start a SIP or lump sum in this NFO. Talking about active investors and young investors, you can skip this NFO. If you're an aggressive investor, I would still suggest you to skip this NFO and you can go for large cap actively managed mutual funds. If you're a diversified investor and you have allocated good percentage of your portfolio to gold, large cap, mid cap, small cap and real estate, you can ignore this NFO because you're already diversified. If you're a speculative investor and you want to invest for the short term, you can skip this NFO because this scheme will not give you bumper returns, because currently this index is not highly undervalued. If you want to read about the scheme details for this mutual fund, I have attached them in the description of this video. Before ending the video, I would like to promote myself. If you want to book any consultation related to investment, portfolio consultation, mutual fund advice or stock advice, connect with me on LinkedIn. That link I will give in the description of this video, and you can directly message me on LinkedIn for consultation details. I am Ritik Tiwari and I did my graduation from BITS Pilani. Hopefully, I will be doing my post graduation from IIM this year. In my consultation, I will share my personal insights and personal strategies to generate a CAGR of 20% or more. But I would like you to note that I am not a certified financial advisor yet. So I won't recommend specific stocks to buy or sell, but I will provide valuable perspectives on what I will do in your if I would have been in your position to help you make informed decisions on the portfolio. So that's a wrap on today's NFO deep dive. We have crunched the numbers, dissected the story, and now it's your turn. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below, hit that subscribe button, and let's keep decoding the market together. Hope you like this NFO review. Thank you. This is Rupi Raja.